Hello and welcome. If you have found your way to this video today, take that as small kindness you have offered yourself. Maybe you did not even plan to click. Maybe you were scrolling half tired, half searching, and something about the title made you pause. That little pause matter. It means a part of you is listening, not just to the world around you, but to something quieter somewhere inside you. So before we go any further, take one slow breath with me. In through your nose and a soft sign out through your mouth. Let your shoulders drop just a little. You don't have to fix anything in the next few minutes. You don't have to figure out the rest of your week or your year or your life. You are just here, and honestly, that's enough. This message is offered in the spirit of Archangel Michael, a presence many people across many traditions have turned to for strength, courage, and a kind, gentle protection. I am not going to tell you I have had a direct conversation with him. I am not claiming any special line to the heavens. I am sharing this as follow human being. In the simplest way, I know how with words that I hope feel honest, hopeful, and grounding. So please take what resonates with you and gently leave the rest. Nothing here is a promise about your future, and nothing here is a warning. It's a simply a quiet reminder of things you might already know deep down but have been too tired or too busy to hear. So settle in, let the day soften for a few minutes. The distance can wait, the dishes can wait, the messages can wait, the to list will be still be there. This little pocket of time is yours. So let me say something simple first. If today has felt heavy, you are not imagining it. If you have been carrying a low hump of worry in the background about money, about people, about your own direction, that's real. You are not being dramatic. You are not too sensitive. You are a human being trying to live a thoughtful life in the world that often moves faster than the herd can make keep up with. The reflection I want to share in the spirit of Archangel Michael start here. You don't always need a louder voice to find your way. You need a calmer one. Strength is not the same as noise. Courage is not the same as urgency. The kind of inner steadiness that helps you live well usually arrives quietly when you stop trying so hard to force it. Think about for a moment, so much of the pressure we feel comes from the belief that we must figure things out right now, that if we don't act today, the chance is gone. That is, we don't have an answer by tonight. Something will fall apart, but notice most of of the truly important shift in your life did not come from panic, they come from a quiet decision, a small turning, a movement when you finally let your shoulder drop and admitted, okay, I will try a different way. So, this is your invitation to stop pushing for a few minutes. Just be here. The message of this video does not need to be earned, it's already meeting you exactly where you are. So, there's a reason the image of Archangel Michael has stayed with so many people for so long. He's open picture holding a sword, but the meaning behind that image is softer than it sounds. The sword is not there for violence, it's a symbol of clarity, the ability to gently separate what's true for you from what is not, the ability to cut through confusion, to say a quiet no to what drains you, and a quiet yes to what restore you. If there is one thought I don't offer you today, it's this. You are allowed to choose clarity over chaos. You are allowed to choose peace over performance. You are allowed to step back from situations that ask you to abandon yourself in order to keep them happy. I know that's easier said than done. We all live with relationship, jobs, expectation, historics. Walking away from things is not always possible, and honestly, it is not always the right move. But choosing clarity does not always mean leaving. Sometimes it's just mean knowing, really knowing in your own bone what you actually feel about something, not what you have been told to feel, not what would be convenient to feel, what's actually true for you. That kind of inner honesty, it is own form of strength, and it tends to grow in the quiet, not in the noise. So if today has been a day where you felt small, unsure, or like you have been pulled in many direction, hear this gently. Nothing is wrong with you. You are not broken, you are not behind, you are a person who has been trying, and the part of you that's still trying, even on tired days, is the part of you most worth listening to. Take a deep breath with me. So, a lot of people associate Archangel Michael with protection, and I want to talk about that because the word protection can sound bigger and stranger than it needs to be. Protection in the way I don't offer it's here. It is not about a giant figure standing between you and enemy. It's much smaller and much closer to your daily life. It's the steadying presence you feel when you remember to breathe before responding to a difficult message. It's the calm that returns when you step outside for 2 minutes during a stressful afternoon. It's the inner voice that says, wait, Let me think about this before I agree. It's the ability to recognize when a conversation, a habit, or a thought pattern is no longer serving you, and willingness to step gently away. In other words, protection often looks a lot like self respect. It looks like rest. It looks like boundaries that don't need to be loud. It looks like quiet decisions you make for your own well being, even when no one else sees them. You don't have to be afraid of the world to be careful with your energy. You don't have to be paranoid to be disconcerting. There is a calm, mild ground, being open hearted and taking care of yourself, trusting people and trusting your own gut, saying yes to life and saying no to what genuinely does not fit. If today you choose even one small act of self care, drinking water, going to bed earlier, stepping away from a draining conversation, putting your phone face down for an hour, that counts. That's the kind of protection most of us actually need. Not something dramatic, just the gentle return to ourselves again and again. Now, I want to talk about courage for a moment because I think gets misunderstood. We tend to picture courage as something big, the bold leap, the brave speech, the dramatic decisions, but honestly, most of the courage you have shown in your life probably was not a dramatic at all. It was getting up on a morning when you did not feel like it. It was sending the message you did not been avoiding. It was apologizing first. It was saying, I am not okay. When someone asked, it was choosing not to lash out when you had every reason to. It was forgiving yourself for something old, something you do been quietly caring for years. That's courage. The quiet kind, the kind nobody hands you a medal for, the kind that no one might ever know about except you. If the spirit of Archangel Michael represents anything in this regard, I think it's this. That's the strength you need is usually already inside you. It might be sleeping, it might be hidden under tiredness, but it's there. You don't need to summon it from somewhere distance. You just need to remember that it lives in you and gently invites it forward. So, here a simple thought for your day. What one small act of courage that been waiting in the back of your mind? It does not have to be huge. Maybe it's a phone call you have been putting off. Maybe it's a finally giving yourself permission to rest without guilt. Maybe it's choosing not to argue with someone today, even though part of you wants to. Maybe it's just admitting to yourself that something needs to change, even if you don't yet know what or how. You don't need to act on in this minutes. Just notice it, hold it gently. Sometimes Simply seeing what your courage wants from you is the first quiet step. I want to slow down here for a moment and offer you something different. Not advice, just a few questions to sit with. There are no right answers. You don't have to share these with anyone. You don't have to write them down unless you want to. Just let them land however they land. So, first question is where in your life have you been pretending you are fine when you are not? Take your time with that one. We all do this sometimes. We tell ourselves we are handling something well, that we have moved on, that it does not bother us anymore. When really it does, there is no shame in that. The body remembers what the mind tries to dismiss, and the first step towards feelings better is not fixing anything. It's just being honest with yourself about what's actually there. Second question is, what would your day look like if you treated yourself with even a little more kindness? Not perfection, not radical self love, just a little more kindness. Would you eat differently? Speak to yourself more gently. Stop checking your phone every 5 minutes. Let yourself rest without calling it laziness. Notice that this question is not about doing more, it's about doing what you already do, but with a softer hand. Before we go to the third question, I want to say subscribe to this channel if you like this video, or comment whatever you thought about this video. So let's continue. Third question: what is something you have been waiting for permission to do, and what would it feel like to give yourself that permission today? This one can be quiet, it can be small: permission to take break, permission to stop trying to fix someone who is not ready to change, permission to say I don't know yet, permission to not have a 5 years plan, permission to enjoy something simple without explaining it to anyone. Sit with these questions for a moment. If you don't like, there is no rush. Sometimes the answer don't come right away. Sometimes they come days later, in the shower or while you are folding laundry. That's okay. The question themselves are doing quiet work, and where you are consciously thinking about them. One of the kindest realization a person can come to is this: not everything heavy in your life belongs to you. Some of it was handed to you, some of it you picked up in a moment of love, some of it you have been carrying for so long that you have forgotten you can put it down. Think of all the worries you have carried for other people, the way you have stayed up at night turning over someone else's choices in your mind, the way you have felt responsible for moods that were not yours, the way you have tried to manage how others sees you, controlling impression, smoothing tension, performing okayness until you forgot what it felt like to just be. You are allowed to set some of that down today, not because you don't care about the people in your life. You can love people deeply and still recognize that you can't live their lives for them. You can want the best for someone and still admit that their journey is there to walk. You can be a kind, generous person and still take your hand off the steering wheel of someone else's story. That's not selfishness, that's actually a deeper form of love, one that's respect the other person enough to let them grow at their own pace in their own way. And it's also a kind of self respect because it gives you back the energy you need to live your own life with presence. If there's one image that might help here, it's this: imagine all the things you have been carrying line up on a long table in front of you. Some of them are clearly yours, your dreams, your responsibilities, your relationships, your healing. But some of them are not, some of them are others' pupil choices, other pupils' expectations, other pupils' opinion about who you should be. You don't have to throw any of it away. You just have to gently notice which one belongs to you and which one never did. You don't have to do this at once. Just noticing in the is the beginning. Let's take a moment together right now. No words, just a moment. Inhale gently and exhale slowly. Let your jaw soften. Let your forehead unclench. If it had been holding tension, notice your hands. They don't need to grip anything for the next few minutes. Let them rest however feels comfortable. You are doing nothing wrong by simply being here. You don't have to be productive in this moment. You don't have to be working on yourself, fixing yourself, optimizing yourself. You are allowed to just be a quiet human listening to a gentle voice for a few minutes, and that's a perfectly worthwhile use of your time. Take a deep breath with me. So let's continue. When we let ourselves pause like this, even briefly, something in us starts to settle. It's not magic, it's just biology and grace working together. Your nervous system was never meant to run at full speed all day. It was made to move and rest, push and recover. So, this pause is a gift you can give yourself many times a day. not just during a video like this one. A breathe here, a breathe there, a few seconds of stillness while you wait for water to boil, a long exhale before opening a difficult email. These small movements add up, they become a way of life. Let me offer us some simple real world suggestion you can actually use. Not promise, not magic, just small things that tend to help most people most of the time. First, beginning and end your day with one slow breath of intention. Before you reach your phone in the morning, take one breath and silently say to yourself, I am here. Today is the new page. Before you fall asleep at night, take one breath and silently say, I did what I could. Tomorrow can take care of itself. That's it. No longer long routine, no incense or app required, just two breaths, book ending your day. You don't have be surprised how much they shifts things over time. Second, noticed when you are rushing and pause for 3 seconds. Most stress does not come from doing too much. It comes from doing things with no breath in between. Try this today. When you noticed you are hurrying from one thing to the next, pause for 3 seconds, take one breath, then continue. You are not slowing down for your your life. You are stretching it together with something gentler than panic. And third, let yourself feel what you actually feel. We spend so much energy avoiding our emotions. We distract, we numb, we explain them away. Today, try the opposite. When something stirs in you, sadness, frustration, restlessness, instead of pushing it down, pause and just name it. Oh, that's loneliness. Oh, that's tiredness. Oh, that's fear. Naming an emotion does not make it stronger, it's actually softened. Its emotion becomes much smaller when they are allowed to exist. 4. Trust the inner nudge that says rest. If part of you is whispering that you need to slow down, listen. Even 10 minutes count. Lying down on your back on the floor counts. Stepping outside for fresh air. You don't have to earn rest. Rest is the part of how you stay healthy enough to keep. And 5. Be kind to one person today, including yourself. A small kindness shifts your whole day. Send a sincere message to someone you have been thinking about. Hold the doors for a stranger. Speak to yourself the way you don't speak to a tired fan. Kindness does not require energy, it's required noticing, and every small kindness creates a ripple that bigger than you will ever know. Pause for a moment and take a deep, long breath. I want to talk about trust for a few minutes because I think it's at the heart of so much of what we struggle with. Trust is the hard, especially if life has given you reason not to trust. especially if people have let you down or if your own choices have led you somewhere painful. There is no point pretending that trust is easy or that you can just decide to have it. That's not how it's worked. But trust, in a gentlest sense, is not about believing everything will turn out perfectly. It's not about being naive, it's about being believing that you will be able to meet whatever comes. Big difference. The first kind of trust depends on outcomes you can't control. The second kind of trust depends on something inside you that you absolutely can nature. Your own realizations, your own capacity to adapt, your own ability to start again. You have already started again so many times in your life. Think about it, the version of you that survived a hard year is still walking around inside you. The version of you that moved through a heartbreak you did not think you don't survive is still here. The version of you that figure out how to keep going after a loss or a failure or a deep disappointment still here. That part of you knows how to begins again. That part you does not need a perfect plan. It just need you to keep listening to it. If the spirit of Archangel Michael represent trust in any form, I think it's this kind, not blind faith that nothing bad will happen, but a quieter, steadier sense that you have what it takes to walk through whatever shows up, one breath, one day, one small choices at a time. You don't have to feel that trust strongly today. You don't have to feel it at all. Honestly, you just have to be open to the idea that it's possible. Trust grows in the soil of small experiences. Each time you keep going, even softly, you water it. Another quiet quality often associated with Archangel Michael is discriminant, the ability to tell what's true from what is not. I think we believe in a time when this matter more than ever, but in a much more personal way than people often realize. Discernment is not about being suspicious of everyone. It is not about cynicism, cynicism. It's actually a soft, attentive quality. It's the ability to listen to something, a piece of advice, an opinion, a piece of news, a thought in your own head, and ask gently, is this actually true? Does this fit me? Does this match what I see and feel and know? A lot of confusion in life comes from not pausing to ask that question. We absorb so much, we hear what other people think we should do, we hear voices online telling us who we should be. We hear old voices from our past telling us we are not enough, and if we don't pause to discern, we end up living by a script that was never ours. Discernment is what helped you write your own script. Here is a practice you can try. if you don't like the next time someone gives you advice, or you read something strong online, or even when you hear a critical voice inside your own head. Pause, take a one breath, and ask yourself, is this true for me? Does this fit who I actually am? Is this something I want to take in, or is this something I can gently let pass through? You don't have to argue with anyone. You don't have to defend yourself out loud. This is private internal practice, but over time it changes everything. You start to feel more grounded. You stop being shaken by every opinion and every passing comments. You start to recognize your own voice, your real one, not the loud one, your stress sometimes produce, but the calm one underneath. Take what resonate and leave the rest. That phrases is not just spiritual videos like this one. It is the way of life. I want you to hear something now, plainly and simply. You are doing better than you think you are. I know that sounds almost too gentle to be useful, but I mean it. The very fact that you are someone who pauses to listen to a video like this one means something. It means you are reflective. It means you are trying to live with care. It means you are not just sleepwalking through your days. That's already more than many people do, and it deserves to be recognized. You are allowed to not have everything figured out. You are allowed to be in a season where things feel slow or unclear. You are allowed to grieve to a question, to start over, to change your mind. You are allowed to outgrow people, and you are allowed to outgrown by people. You are allowed to need rest. You are allowed to want more, even if you can't name what more is yet. You are allowed to want less too. Fewer obligation, fewer noise sources, fewer things pulling at you. Whatever you are carrying right now, please don't add the weight of your self judgment on the top of it. That the weight is the one you can put down today. Even if everything else stays the same, you can stop being so hard on yourself. You can speak to yourself like someone you actually love. You can let yourself off the hook for things you have been holding against yourself for years. The tenderness you so easily offer to others, to friends, to families, to strangers, to animals, to children's, let some of it land on you too. You are not exempt from the kindness you give. You are included in it. If today has been good, savor it. If today has been hard, breathe through it. If today has been ordinary, notice the ordinary as a kind of grace. Life is not always lit up with revela- revelations. Sometimes it's just a Tuesday with a decent coffee, and that's beautiful thing on its own. Take a deep and long breath. Before we end, one more breathe together. Take it slowly and let out even more slowly. Feel how your body softens just like whatever you like, no app or videos required. I hope this message has felt like a small companion for your day, not a guru, not a guarantee, just a friendly voice reminding you of things you may have already known but had forgotten in the rush of life. Take whatever felt true to you and quietly carrying it. Let the rest go without a second. Throw a nothing you did not take with you was meant for you today. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to remember every word of this video. If even one sentence stayed with you, one image, one phrase, one breath, that's enough. That's how this kind of reflection works. It's not about big transformation, it's about small reminders written gently again and again. And whatever the rest of your day looks like, may it be it softer than you expect. Maybe you find a small movement that surprise you with its sweetness. May the heaviness you have been carrying feel just a little lighter for having pause. Maybe you have been touched kind of yourself than you were this morning. And if that's all this video does today, then it's done. It's quite work. You don't like to spend more time with reflection like this, you are welcome. Basically, you like to spend more time with reflection like this, you are welcome to subscribe this channel. There is no pressure, no urgency, just a gentle invitation. If videos like this brings you a sense of calm, you are more than welcome to come back. And if today was the one time visit, that's okay too. Whatever you go from here, I hope you go gently. Thank you for being here. Thank you for a few minutes you offer yourself. That alone was quite act of love. Take a good care of yourself. Take what resonates and leave the rest. And remember, you are far more grounded, far more loved, and far more capable you sometimes feels. Until next time, breathe softly, walk gently, and trust the quiet step, and take care. Thank you, guys.